So welcome to day 66 to 72 of my 100-day project, and this week I'm experimenting with grids and meshes. So these create the more quiet textures that I find very much hold a more complex gel print together in my experience. So I'm going to be experimenting with those textures and using maybe a little bit more of a colour, a quieter colour palette as well, more subtle. I would also like to apologise for the lighting in this video. It's a very rare occasion that it's this sunny in the UK, and it didn't matter where I positioned my light. I've got a massive skylight in my roof, which I'm really grateful most days when it's cloudy and miserable. But today I just, and this week I just couldn't get the lighting right, so please bear with me. So this is all in real time, and you can see that I have started with a thin layer of my favourite Wedgwood blue on the gel plate, just a pea-sized amount, spread that nice and evenly, and then I've just pressed in a sushi mat. And this gives quite a nice grid texture, but also the way the bamboo is held together with stitching, it also picks up that line work as well, which is nice. I've let that layer completely dry, and I'm using Tighten Buff to transfer the print straight into my sketchbook. So you can see I have it mounted on a piece of Perspex, and I just flip it over, place it straight into the sketchbook, give it a good rub to make good contact with the gel plate, leave it for about 30 seconds, and then pull the final print. And you can see as I'm peeling back the paper from the gel print plate, I've picked some beautiful linear textures up there. So this time I'm starting off with Payne's Grey and using my brayer to distribute this nice and smooth and evenly across the gel plate. So while this layer of Payne's Grey is still wet, I am using a rubbing of a grate. This is like a grate that's on my garage door, like a metal grate, and I have done the rubbing using oil pastel, and I'm using this as a resist technique. So it's a really kind of the same rules as image transfer, so it's only down for 5 to 10 seconds, gentle pressure to make even contact on the gel plate. I'm letting this completely dry before using the Wedgwood blue to lift the print straight into my sketchbook. So you can see as I pull back the page from the gel plate, it's pulled a really nice texture, but it's not as crisp as I had hoped. So I'm going to do the same process again, but this time I'm going to use a rubbing, but using a wax crayon rather than an oil pastel. I am going to speed these videos along a little bit now because you've seen it in real time, so I will speed them on a little bit. So this gave a much crisper transfer from the wax crayon. I've let this layer completely dry, and I'm just using the same Wedgwood blue again to lift this print straight into my sketchbook. It's important that you've got a good coverage but not too much paint for your pickup layer in order for it to transfer as crisply and as smoothly as you can. So I'm pressing that down into the sketchbook, flipping it across, giving it a good rub to make good contact, leave it for 20 to 30 seconds, and then peeling back. And you will see it's much cleaner, much crisper texture, which is really nice. So when I lift that away, you can compare both really nice textures, but different depending on what you use to create that rubbing in the first place. So I'm starting with Payne's Grey again, but this is in a different brand. This is in the Systems 3, so it's much darker because I wanted to create a little bit more contrast. And here I am pressing in, it's like a plastic grid, it's like an embroidery grid or a cross-stitch grid. I'm pressing that into the texture and then again letting this layer completely dry And this time I'm using green grey from the Liquitex Basics range as my pickup layer, distributing this nice and evenly across the gel plate before transferring it straight into my sketchbook. So I'm just following the exact same process, flipping it over, pressing it down firmly into the sketchbook, flipping the page, giving it a really good rub to make good contact with the gel plate, leaving it a few seconds, 20 to 30 seconds, before pulling it back to reveal a print. And there are some little patches on there, darker areas which I quite like, lighter areas, and it all adds to the texture. So I'm back with the bluer Payne's Grey from the Pebeo range, and then this is a piece of netting. And what I was hoping to catch here, the netting is stuck to a piece of bubble wrap in my textures box and picked up the paint left from the bubble wrap. And I was actually hoping that would transfer, and it doesn't really. Maybe I put it on the wrong side and the other side would have printed better. But I'm just using a piece of wet strength tissue paper there to try and move some of the negative space and the paint between, to try and create more definition and texture. Again, letting this layer completely dry before using a pea-sized amount of the Titan Buff as my pickup layer, and just spreading this evenly across the gel plate and transferring it into the sketchbook in exactly the same way as the previous prints. So you'll see as I pull the page back, it creates quite a subtle print, subtle texture. And this, is really nice. Think about this, pairing it and layering it with seaweed and things. It's just going to gel the whole print together. So I've got a thin layer of my darker Payne's Grey rolled out on my gel plate there. Now I'm not sure if this, because it's got so much paint on it, if this is a piece of netting or Hessian. But the difference with this, it's got lots of frayed edges that I'm trying to pick up to make some more organic type shapes. So again, I'm using a piece of wet strength tissue paper and just pressing it in between to try and lift some of the negative shapes, the paint from in between those shapes, to create more definition and texture. I'm letting this layer completely dry, which is only taking a few seconds because I'm using such thin layers of paint, before using the Wedgwood blue again as my pickup layer. So just a good even coverage, and then placing it straight into the sketchbook. I'm really happy with the way this print turned out. It's really picked up so much of the fine detail, which was really what I was trying to achieve. So this time I've started with a thin layer of the grey-green from Liquitex Basics on my gel plate. And this is a drawer liner. So the stuff you get on the roll that stops your pan slipping that you put in the bottom of your drawer. So I'm pressing that firmly into the gel plate and just using a piece of wet strength tissue paper to get in between, to remove the negative space to give some more pattern and definition. I've let this layer completely dry, which is only taking seconds today with the weather, the sun on the window. It's really quite warm. And then I'm just using a thin layer of the Titan Buff, spreading that evenly across my gel plate before flipping it over and transferring it straight into my sketchbook. This works really well. It's quite a nice textured subtle print. Again, quite sea-like, quite watery. Could be used with lots of different landscapes, all kinds of things. So for this one, I'm starting off with the darker Payne's Grey from the Systems 3. And I've got a nice, smooth, even layer on my gel plate. And I'm just going to press this textured wallpaper in. Just giving it a gentle press to make contact with the gel plate before peeling it back to reveal the texture. I'm following the same process as through the other prints, so letting this layer completely dry. It's really important that you let the layer dry before adding your pickup layer. And I've used one blob of the Titan Buff and one blob of the Wedgwood Blue. And I'm just going to see if I can blend them together. It's much easier if you want to create like an ombre effect. If your roller is the size of your gel plate, it's much easier that way. But I'm going to just create a little blend there. And I'm just printing that straight onto the sketchbook page. Sometimes your pages get a bit curly and springy, so it does get a bit tricky and you need to hold the page down as you place your gel plate down. And again, really nice textural print. Could be used as almost like brickwork in architecture. There's lots of things you could use it for. So let's have a little recap. So we've got the sushi mat with the beautiful line work. We've got the comparison using the wax crayon rubbing and the oil pastel rubbing. And you can see how one is much more clean than the other, but both great textures. Lots of potential with those. So this is the embroidery grid or the cross stitch grid. And then we've got the netting there that the bubble wrap unfortunately didn't print. We've got another piece of netting or Hessian, not sure, but really focusing on those frayed edges for more detail. And then we've got the the draw liner, and then the textured wallpaper. So I do hope you've enjoyed my experiments this week, and I hope to see you back for the next instalment of my 100-day project. If you'd like to receive updates of my workshops, online workshops, freebies that I have out there for you, mastering the one pull print and how to prepare your botanicals for gel printing, do join my newsletter and I'll pop the link in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.